What exactly have we heard from Belgian prosecutors?
Confirmation today, Molly, that the Belgian police found fingerprints of the Paris fugitive Salah Abdeslam, that 26-year-old French-Moroccan citizen that was born here in Belgium. They also found 3 hand-stitched suicide belts, and they found plastic bottles and traces of acetone peroxide, that cheap substance that's used in a number of terror attacks and was used in that fatal terrorist attack on the 13th of November in Paris, where you are. Now, they also found information that would suggest that that apartment on the 3rd floor on the Rue Henri Berger in the Schaerbeek district here of Brussels was rented out by a man who used false identity. They believe that man, they could have now under custody, one of the 9 people they have in custody, but the federal prosecutor for the moment has not released details of his name. So these latest revelations could suggest that the explosives that were used in the Paris attacks were in fact made here in Brussels. They also could confirm perhaps that Salah Abdeslam had been using that location here in Schaerbeek as a hideout for a number of weeks. We do know already that Salah Abdeslam was driven by 2 friends here to Brussels in a few hours after those attacks were carried out in Paris. We also know that a suspect called Ali Ul-Kadi, an alleged friend of Salah Abdeslam, then took him from the Laeken district of Brussels over to Schaerbeek, where they had coffee and had a discussion for some 60 minutes, where Salah Abdeslam told him and informed him about the attacks that his brother had blown himself up in. That information we certainly do, and this new information coming out today, confirming really what François Hollande said after those attacks, that the Paris attacks were decided and planned in Syria, prepared and organised here in Belgium, and then perpetrated where you are in Paris.
Maeve, then tell us exactly why are we seeing a release of this information now?
Well, a very good question, because if, for example, there was a bomb-making workshop or a safe house for terrorists next door, you would certainly like to know a bit earlier than that. There's over 120,000 people living in that district of Schaerbeek, a very multicultural district, just about 5 minutes walk from the European Commission, the Berlaymont, where we often speak to you here in Brussels. The thing is, the police have been under serious pressure, though, in the last few weeks. There have been a number of false alarms, as well as that. It's almost 1 anniversary since that Verrières raid that was carried out last year, where the police foiled an attack that was supposed to be carried out on members of the police service. So they're really tense, as well as that the federal prosecutor has been very tight-lipped with information, revealing very little to the media for fear that the suspects could be aware of that information and then plan their hideout. But the fact of the matter is, Salah Abdeslam is still on the run. There's an international arrest warrant out for him and Mohamed Amrani. Meanwhile, Belgian citizens are very frustrated with the lack of competency coming from the police services and the fact that their New Year's Eve party was cancelled and the fireworks display. So very tense atmosphere still here in Brussels.